Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer. I am living in California, and tomorrow I'm going to be getting the vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery. And I've been watching a bunch of your guys' videos, and they're so great and they're so helpful. And I have really thought about whether or not I should make videos as well to sort of, I don't know, try to help anybody else that maybe is in my same situation, or just maybe even for myself to look back on. And I was like, no, I really don't need to, because you guys are doing such a great job. I've watched hundreds and hundreds of videos. They're just so valuable, and I personally appreciate them so much. But the past couple of days, I've been watching the videos, the tag for the post-op people giving advice to the pre-op people, and that has really been so fantastic. But one of the ones I watched last night has, I don't know, it kind of stuck with me. It was a gal, and I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was, but she was talking about finding your why. Why are you doing the surgery? Why are you going to have this? Why are you going to go through all this? Why are you going to change your entire life? And it occurred to me that I hadn't heard anyone say the things that are my why. And so I thought, you know what? I think I'll just go for it. I'm kind of a shy person, so this is like hard for me. But so let me tell you my why. And first off, let me just go back tomorrow. So today is Sunday, the January 22nd, 2017. Tomorrow, January 23rd at 10 a.m., I will be having the VSG surgery. So today is literally it for me in my current world. But I want to tell you about my why, because my why I think is a little bit different than other people's why. So my why is almost all medically related, and though I would love to be able to be slim again, and that is going to be a perk of this process for me, but it's really not, it's not my why, because I don't think that I would be going forward with this if I didn't have the medical issues. So let me back up. So I'm currently 42 years old. I'm 5'4". I weigh 250 pounds right now. And this is my highest weight ever in my entire life, is probably yesterday, because I've been on the liquid diet for a couple days. So I probably have lost a couple pounds. But anyway, beside the point. So I've had some weird medical issues ever since I was a little girl, having asthma as a child, and then having some like allergies, and just, just a little, I've had some knee problems, and I was really involved in sports, and I had to stop, and I had to have a lot of knee surgeries, and stuff like that was sort of happening. Then when I got pregnant with my first daughter, I had a very extreme weight gain. And I wasn't necessarily like, at that point of getting pregnant, I think I was, man, I honestly, I can't really remember, but I was, I was an average weight. I wasn't slim. I wasn't heavy. I was, maybe I was probably like a size 10 or something like that. And, like I said, I'm 5'4", so that, that was a totally fine weight. It was like, no big deal. But I ended up gaining 80 pounds during my pregnancy because I had gestational diabetes, and I ended up having a 10-pound child. I had a very traumatic delivery of her, and I had a lot of physical damage that actually lasted from that point forward. And I'm still affected, and she is now 20 years old, so I'm still affected by her delivery. It was a very traumatic, physically traumatic experience. Well, due to that, the doctors wanted to do a hysterectomy for me straight away, and I said, no, you know what? I was very young. I had just been married. I wanted to have more kids, and so we were thankfully blessed to be able to get pregnant straight away with my second child. And so I had 2 kids back to back. They're literally 1 year apart. But the damage from my first daughter's delivery was still impacting me. And so it wasn't, I couldn't really walk around very easily. I had a lot of pain. It's so I went on some diet pills. It was just like over the counter like stuff. It was called Metabolife, and it worked. I lost a ton of weight, but I do think that that sort of was kind of the beginning of a change in my metabolic system. So going forward, everything was kind of fine. I gained a little bit of weight back. It wasn't like too significant. But then I started having some really strange symptoms, very hormonally sensitive. Like every single month I would want to get a divorce from my husband. This extreme PMS was starting. It was like crazy town. Well, then go forward until I was about 30, and I went to the doctor one day for a regular checkup. And it was actually the gynecologist, but it was just a checkup. I was not going for any purpose. And as I was sitting there, I had to wait like half an hour in the waiting room, which was no big deal to me. I was like, okay, I'm just going to read a magazine. So I was very calm. But when I went in there, I didn't notice that I was doing this, but the doctor noticed that I was talking very, very, very fast. My foot was like tapping, or my foot was like it was like jumping. And turns out my heart rate was about 200 beats per minute. Now, anyone that's got an Apple Watch that with the thing knows that our heart rate, that's very, very high. So, a woman's heart rate is usually, I don't know the exact range, but it's usually like, I don't know, 70 to 100 maybe. So mine was 200. And so they did some lab work immediately. Within a couple hours, I was on medication for tachycardia, which tachycardia is rapid heart rate. And so it turns out that I had an overactive thyroid, and I was diagnosed with a disorder called Graves' disease. At that same time period, starting a new job and, stress levels changing and all that good stuff. Well, then I ended up I started getting treated for the Graves' disease, trying to lower my thyroid, which isn't fun. Graves' disease is, it's not fun. It's really, it affects many, many parts of your body. So it's hyperthyroidism. Mine was classified as Graves' disease because it was an autoimmune disease. So going forward a couple more years, I ended up having an issue with endometriosis, which I had never had before, and had a sudden onset. So basically, for the Graves' disease, I ended up having to have an emergency thyroidectomy. You can't really see it. I mean, I went to UCSF in California, which was a training hospital, but they took out my thyroid, and you could barely tell. It's an amazing job that they did. But so that was a part of all of this. And then also, I ended up getting a severe case of endometriosis, like a sudden onset, where it was like, okay, pain, emergency room, surgery. It was like one of those situations. And endometriosis, if you don't know what that is, that's where the cells that typically reside within your uterus are able to get out of the uterus, and they start to attach to other parts of the internal organs or the abdominal cavity. They can even become systemic and go in your bloodstream and go in other parts of your body. It could be pretty graphic, and so I won't get into like worst case scenarios, but mine had traveled in a lot of areas. And so since that time, I've actually had several surgeries to remove it. But the main issue was with my, so with the Graves' disease, I had a thyroidectomy, and then with the endometriosis, I had to have a total hysterectomy. So thyroid controls metabolism. That's one of the main factors of the thyroid. And then my estrogen getting all screwed up from this, there was definitely, especially once I had the hysterectomy, that's when things went from being, okay, I'm a little overweight, but I'm able to maybe diet and lose weight, to all of a sudden I'm doing the same things I was doing in the past to lose weight, in terms of changing my diet, my calories, like reducing carbs, exercising, where now I'm in a phase where no matter what I do, I wasn't able to lose weight. Well, then in the past couple years, so in the past 5 years, I've had um, a, a very hard time balance or managing my thyroid. So because I have zero thyroid, I have to take replacement. But for some reason, my body, the way that my body absorbs it, it's not good. And so one month I'm dangerously low, the next month I'm dangerously high, then I'm dangerously low, then I'm high. So I'm having a lot of hormonal just junk going on. But then the endometriosis, even though I had the hysterectomy, it keeps coming back, and I now have it in areas of my body that make it very painful for me to do a lot of exercising. Well, all through this time I've been gaining like little bits of weight. So it's really like in the past 5 years where I went from being 200 pounds to being 250 pounds, and all the while trying to lose the weight. But what I learned about a year ago is what caused me to start saying, okay, I need to do something drastic here. I found out that estrogen feeds endometriosis. Okay, so I'd been taking estrogen replacement therapy all this time since my hysterectomy. So even though I had a hysterectomy, I was still feeding the endometriosis. And so I was just like, how did this happen? Why did nobody understand this? Anyway, so I cut the estrogen out. And at that point, my pain level actually has kind of subsided a smidge. But my weight gain is still going. And I actually eat a pretty low calorie diet. I try to cut the carbs because, I think I just started talking about this and I stopped, is I've got very unstable blood sugar. So my blood sugar, so I was diagnosed with diabetes, and then I just recently got diagnosed with pre-diabetes. I was able to get it reduced, but all the while I've been eating low carb. And so what it turns out is I've got reactive hypoglycemia. So, and a sluggish pancreas. And so when I eat, my blood sugar spikes up really, really high, stays there for a little while, and then it plummets to where I'm feeling like just crap. Well, all this time we thought that was high blood sugar, but it was actually hypoglycemia. So all that stuff happening, and then when I started to go through this process of trying to lose weight, and it was the doctors who sort of said, okay, you're already kind of doing everything you need to do. I saw the nutritionist. They're like, okay, you need to be able to reduce your calories significantly. So weight loss surgery might be my only route. So over the past year, I've really been thinking about this and going through the 6 months of the classes. I had a sleep study, and it turns out I've got sleep apnea, and you kind of see the machine right here. But the biggest thing, well, and also I just got diagnosed with asthma, and that's all because of weight gain, because I did not have asthma when I was not 250 pounds. So the main thing, my why, is one, I want to feel good. I don't want to wake up with, I get migraines every morning just about this. Right now I'm just coming down from a migraine every day. And my number one why, I think, is, and the reason I wanted to do the video where I'm sitting is I'm actually sitting on the bed that I slept in last night. And I slept in this bed, which is the guest bedroom of my house. It's the downstairs guest bedroom. It's because my husband is in law enforcement. And when I sleep, I'm a restless sleeper now. I toss and turn. I snore. I'm hot, then I'm cold. I'm hot, then I'm cold. So I'm so active in the bed, and I'm so loud that I'm keeping my husband awake. And so I don't ever want that day to come where something were to happen to him because he didn't get good sleep, and something happened where he wasn't on top of it. I wasn't able to, something, where wives, where our minds kind of go. So I've been sleeping a lot down in this guest bedroom, but it is affecting my marriage very, very, very badly. So between not feeling well, not wanting to wake up with migraines every day, wanting to be active again, wanting to be able to ride my bike, wanting to be able to go on hikes, wanting to be more intimate with my husband. And I don't really mean physically. I mean that too would be certainly a perk. That's not too big of an issue, but more be able to connect. I mean, there's a lot of distance between us now. He's also gained some weight, and I think that his weight gain is, and I'm not trying to take the blame for his weight gain, but I've been very much less active, and so because I'm less active, then he is less active. So it's sort of, it's all connected. So he is actually not 100% supportive of the surgery. He thinks that he's one of those husbands or people that looks at me on the outside and doesn't understand the pain and fatigue I feel on the inside. And so he's very, very critical of, like, if the dishes aren't done, or if there's a mess on the floor, or we didn't get up and let the dogs out and they peed on the carpet and now someone's got to go and clean it up. He's in a very high stress job. I try to be very understanding, but a lot of it has to do with my energy level and him not understanding that I'm wiped out. I mean, I work a full-time job, a very stressful job, and there's not a lot left when I get home. So when he gets home from work, he just wants to eat dinner and go to lay down. Well, that's what I want to do too. And the thing is that is actually what I end up having to do, because I just don't have the energy. So tomorrow, it's kind of like it's hope for me. It's hope. And if I end up losing the weight and I'm able to reduce some of these symptoms that I have and increase my fatigue, then that's my why. It's not so I can necessarily, wear the little cute outfits. I mean, that's going to be fun. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for that too. It's going to be fun, because my style of dress has definitely changed significantly since becoming 250 pounds. Now, when I started dating my husband, I was 135 pounds. So between the illnesses and medications, weight gain has been a very, very, very big issue. So anyway, that's my why. And I kind of wanted to be able to see the video and be able to reflect back. And if I'm ever having a bad day or something, be able to say, hey, that's the reason I did this. And I'm doing it for my kids and my grandkids and my great grandkids. All the reasons that we want to be healthy for our families. So anyway, so tomorrow's my surgery. I'm very excited. I've had many surgeries. I've had maybe at least 10 surgeries. So the surgery itself, it does not worry me at all. I've had much, much more severe surgeries that really kick my butt really badly. And this one, God willing, no complications, because I am one of those people that always seems to get complications. So I just wanted to make this video, and this will probably be my first video. I actually noticed I have a couple more videos that I've recorded over the years, but I don't think I'll post any of those. I think this will be my first one. I don't know if I'm going to continue doing videos or not. I think I may, just to kind of let people know, if they are suffering from these conditions that I'm suffering from, whether or not that they can maybe improve by either losing weight on their own, by working hard and, pushing through it and being able to lose weight. Because not everybody has my combination of medical issues. So someone with just plain endometriosis, they might be able to lose weight on their own. Or someone that just has maybe, well, I guess the blood sugar issue and the thyroid issue, those are tough. Those are really tough to lose weight for anybody. But there's always the I think everyone should try their hardest to lose weight on their own before deciding to pursue weight loss surgery. And I think everybody does. I don't think that this is like a new information. But just knowing that it's possible to lose weight with these compounded medical issues, I think might be helpful for some people. But anyway, I hope you all have just a fabulous day. Today's Sunday. God bless you all. I will hopefully talk to you soon, and we'll see. Okay, bye-bye.